Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out this evening for this fans forum. I'm sure most of you have read the news on the websites, watched the interviews, consumed the podcast, all those fun things. So know very much why we're here and the new investment that's come into the club. I've got one piece of news to add, that the FA have now given their approval to the deal. We are just waiting on the National League. This evening we've got a panel of 5 for you, but Callum's run away. Apparently to get his haircut finished. I don't know where he is. Where's he gone? We'll get Callum back in a minute. But on the panel we've got Brian, who you obviously all know. Who? We've also got Ian Hammond, who you all know and has been shown a lot of love and respect over the last few days, which he appreciates a huge amount, I'm sure. We will have a Callum Hart at some point. If he's more than 3 minutes, we know what he's doing. We've also got Alexander Jarvis here, who is from Blackbridge Sports. He's a gentleman who introduced Ali to our board of directors when this process started. And we do have Ali Al-Hamad, who is the new investor who's coming into the club, who I'm sure you all have plenty of questions for. We've tried to be as detailed with the information we've put out. Oh, here he comes. The good news is he was less than 3 minutes, so we're good. I'm sure most of you have read the information, so we're not going to have too much spiel, so we're going to open the floor to questions. So if you want to ask a question, please raise your hands, and let's not do too much more damage to my left knee because it hurts. So put your hands up and I'll hand the mic and then you can ask your questions if that's all right. We're going to start over here. Everyone's being shy. We'll start over here.
How many people are actually going to own the club after this takeover has been completed? Or is it an organisation?
There should be a microphone on the table somewhere.
So it'll be one person, currently through Pro League. Anyway, hello everyone. Thank you for coming here, and I am really happy to meet you. And I made it a point to come to Salisbury, to meet everyone, to answer your questions, put your minds and hearts at ease, hopefully. And again, thank you very much for coming today. It means a lot.
So the short answer at the moment, Ali, is it's you on your own, but there may be room in the future for that to grow.
Oh yes. It's starting off with me, and there will be future people who will join into the company, possibly. If not, it's in safe hands, guys. It's fine. We have everything sorted. All the plans are there. We are doing what we can in the back, where you can't see it yet. But you will in, 2 months? Just under 2 months. So, it is in the pipeline, but it's nothing we speak about now because it's totally irrelevant. Short answer, it's me. All right.
Who's next? Oh, that's a nice short walk.
Ali.
Yes.
I listened to the podcast, which has upset me a bit because I hear you were a United fan. Sorry, that makes it a bit worse for me, but there you go. But no, on a serious note, because we've had so much problem with Salisbury City and
Yes.
one investor, and not coming in, it is a worry. What happens if things go wrong on the pitch? Are you still going to be here? I've got questions for him later on. But no, I'm being serious now,
Yes,
Ali. If it
yes.
doesn't go how you imagine it to go, that's all I'm going to ask.
All right. Let's just say that I am not looking at fighting for the top 2 spots this season. There are no unrealistic expectations. So first things first, I'm a businessman and I've run many companies over the years. So I know all about sustainability and creating a smart footing in order to build upon. You know, there won't be any of this stuff where I'll be throwing money left, right, and center. It won't happen, number one, because it's not good for the club and for the future of the club. And number two, it's how do I say it? It's not stable, you know, floors to build upon. We don't want to skip any steps. We need to build a proper foundation where the commercial team with Andy running, getting the sponsors in, getting more people into the matches, you know, getting more interest into the team. Once we do that gradually, organically, ever so carefully, then we can grow and continue to grow to where Salisbury deserves to be. They were at the 50, right? The National League a few years ago. So 10 years ago before it folded, unfortunately. So we don't want the same thing to happen. We will not jump the gun on anything. We will be smart, diligent with the guys here and also Ian and Amanda. They have graciously agreed to continue as a stable, you know, a continuity in the club is also critical. So at the end of the day, I'm not from Salisbury. Does it show? Can you guys see it, or is it? So, but they know the place. They know the people. You know them, more importantly. So continuity is important. The volunteers, they've been doing a wonderful job. And I hope that this will continue. The club is not mine. It is, I am nothing but a servant of the club. From now on, I am another hand that is putting his hands towards helping the team succeed. That is all that I can do. And with that being said, the playing budget would be higher than it was last year. So we hope to see some nice football. Thank you very much.
This is peak, by the way.
Firstly, I just want to say thank you, Ian, for the last 8 years since you've been chairman. I think you've done a damn good job of running the club in a sustainable way. With the support of the other board members as well, but obviously led by yourself, and to be in a position whereby we can attract additional investment. And question for you, Ali, welcome to the club. I think from listening to the podcast, you're more Kuwait based. So on a day-to-day running of the club, who will be running the club? Will that be somebody on your behalf? Do we know that person? Do you know that person? And how will that look?
So it's a really good question. And I really want to say this again. The job that Ian, Amanda, and the rest of the directors and the team, they did a wonderful job. Honestly, it's not a hard company to be taken care of, to take over. Unlike other companies that I worked with in the past, where there's a lot of issues, you know, there's a lot of pending issues, there's a lot of wasted money being thrown right and left. This club has been run very well with the care that they have. They've been paying out of pocket. They've been giving their time, their effort. I have a clean slate to continue with. A really easy. They made it easy for me to continue to build, and I just hope to build on that. With what the answer to your question is, I will be running the club. I plan to come here 5 days, at least a month, attend a couple of matches, maybe Saturday and Tuesday. I will be based in Kuwait, but I do have very capable hands in their own departments, with Brian at the football and Callum with the footballing team and footballing division, and Andy in the commercial. So he will be focusing on that with his team, Toby and Ian. Toby, I see you. See you there. So they will be running the show. So they are all about the club. They know everything that's required. There's no upheaval required. It's just fine tuning here and there, and an influx of cash, if you will, to the club to help it At the end of the day, we're all here to see a winning club. That's all we care about, all right? But we have to do that on steady steps. Burning through the budget in 3 to 5 years instead of building a good, stable football club is not to anyone's advantage. And I'm not in the business of throwing money away. There has to be some kind of, at least winning, That's all I care about. Football is a losing business. So you lose business as an owner, but it's fine. It's fine. If the fans, which I am one of, is enjoying the end product, which is the team and the games and the goals, then I am happy. Did I answer the question?
Are you satisfied, Pete? Or do you want more? No. Anyone else?
Everyone's so polite.
Yeah.
I expected a lot of...
Oh, Mark Potts, that's a long walk. Have you got a question? You put your hand up. You can if you like.
Thank you. So that is a very important and also a very good question. I'm actually looking into next season. As cliche as that sounds, I apologize. But we have so much work to do here. Initially with the commercial side, with the community side, interacting with the people, trying to gain the trust. I understand what happened in 2015. I'm very weary of that. I'm aware of that. Is weary a good word? I don't know. It's my second language, everyone. I apologize. I'm very aware of that. So I do have aims inside, which I have not shared with anyone. Brian and I have spoken of our targets for this year, and obviously promotion is in the books. I don't expect it this season, the upcoming season. Callum is already scratching his head. They are not in the books. We are not expecting a promotion push. The guys have given a budget where we would be safe, a nice, good, deep playing squad. Where we won't have the issues where some of the older guys were on the bench, registered as substitutes. So but I do aim for high goals. I do aim for promotion. I want to win. But realistically, it's not going to be next season. I apologize if this is a bad answer, but it is reality. It is. Hopefully, we'll push for it. Maybe.
Ali is a Man United fan, so anything with mid-table.
That's the biggest cheer of the night. Is it so? It's just me and Callum here that support United, ma'am. I see a Liverpool shirt over there. I'm not very happy. This is something that shocked me, that so many people support Liverpool. Good taste. Yeah, this is another reason why I love Salisbury. It's building something from it's not from the ground up. Obviously, the team did a wonderful job, but from the lower leagues. I don't know if you know this. I play Football Manager, so I've been playing since '95, and I know that I usually go and manage the lower league teams. Get the add-ons and all that stuff with the rosters, and I enjoy getting the guys from the bottom. No, you weren't good enough. Yeah. So someone of the fans just mentioned, did he actually score? Maybe next season he can score a penalty or something.
Right, before Callum gets really depressed, has anyone got any more questions? Yeah, one in the... Oh, and go on, Trev. Hang on. Sorry, right in front of the camera.
Welcome, Ali. It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
My name's Trevor, and I'm one of the volunteers that work here during the week. Is there going to be any ground improvements? Because as one of the workers here, we're forever trying to replace things, and money's pretty short.
Yes. It's nice to meet you, Trevor. Thank you for everything you have done, you and other volunteers. The reason I remember Trevor now is because I tried to put names with. So I remember Trevor Sinclair or Queen's Park Rangers. So I was like, don't forget. So don't forget. So it's Trevor Sinclair, you know. So anyway, I have no idea. Honestly, it's a bit too early. The most of the focus that I've had on was with the commercial side, with Andy, and the footballing side with Brian and Callum. So I'll know more later on, but for sure I'm willing to listen to any and everything. Although I'm very weary. I say it again. Is it right? Oh, wary. I apologize. Okay. I studied 4 years in America, so I apologize for that. So I'm very wary of it. But putting money into or splashing it around, I'm not saying that's the case. I apologize. I don't even understand what you were referring to. But there will be priorities. So if there's something that leads to a revenue stream to the club, or actually defers some issues that are happening safety-wise, or that, those would have priority. I will try to be very diligent with the budget, and I'm not sure this is what you guys wanted to hear, but it is the truth. I have to see basically what it is and what are the ramifications of doing so and how it affects the budget. But still, thank you very much for all you have done, and this club is built upon people like you and the fans, honestly. So I just hope to be able to carry that weight of the trust that has been trusted by the board, mainly Amanda and Ian and the rest of the directors. So yeah, that's what I think. Thank you, Trevor.
I think there was one close to where I am, so I'm not going to move very far.
Hello, Ali. Welcome to the club. I'm just curious, why Salisbury? Were there others on your list?
Yes, so thank you very much for the welcome, and there were others on the list. So Alexander he has all the contacts with clubs and other brokers that have sent over clubs for sale, but I had the focus on the south. The reason is, anyone know what the reason is? Have you noticed I'm actually shivering here? I am shivering. I'm not used to this. So, I would freeze. So yeah, the south is not just because of the weather. I didn't even think of that, but it was basically because it was closer to Heathrow. So I can go and come with a direct flight from Kuwait as quick as I can. There are 3 daily flights direct from Kuwait to Heathrow. So I can be here on a dime, as they would say, on a penny, maybe. So that's the main reason. And also there were other clubs that were offered for sale. That is also a point why I am being extra careful. Of the budget, of how to spend the money, building a proper grounds, is because all of the other clubs are distressed financially. They're in danger of I'm not going to use the word I learned today from the guys. They're going to go bankrupt, if you will. So still smiling, Andy? So yeah, that's the reason is. And also I visited Salisbury. I came here, I met Ian and the rest of the board, the directors, and Hillary, Jim, the whole team. I met them in a meeting, and that was part of their due diligence. They were actually very, I would be very proud of them if I was a citizen or resident of Salisbury. They've done their due diligence against all the purchasers, not me, and the way they cared for the club, the interviews, the questions, the background checks that they have done in order to accept a new owner has been immense and huge. And I honestly, that hit a chord in my heart. I felt that it's like they're letting a part of their family out into the wild, you know. So they really cared about the environment. Who was it was never the money for them. It was never the money. It was the fit. The person who's able to take this club to further heights. And I say they've done a wonderful job. I will never have anything bad to say about any of them. What they have done and everything they've done for this club is huge, and I just hope to be able to continue that to the best of my abilities. And I love the city. I did not do a mistake there. Yeah?
We've been working on that.
Yeah. So I love the city, the people. They're so kind. You know, I visited here a few weeks ago, and I saw people who were friendly, people who were welcoming. It wasn't like. Can I say London, or am I? London, New York, Chicago, any metropolitan, they're all different people. But here, as my father studied in Reading, so in the 50s, I think, or something. Yeah, late 50s. So he's like, you will love the suburb. The people are different in the suburbs. It's a total. I was blown away, and when I visited the field here, and I watched the youth players playing, I loved it even more. Watching kids, you know, and the youth, which is the heart of every community. It's not just Salisbury. It's in Kuwait. It's here. It's all over the world. So, side note, I was called it. I was sitting over there watching the game, and one of the guys, I think he was an organizer. I forget his name.
Yeah, Roger didn't put you off.
He was like, "What are you doing here?" It's like, "Oh, I can't say. I'm a friend of Amanda's, you know." So that I hope I answered that. Also, there's huge potential with the club. There is huge potential. So many of the other clubs, you feel that there's so much to do, unrelated to the footballing side. There's so much stuff to fix. You know, it's like they were like a dead business where you would have to inject so much money, so much time, fire so many people, fix the company. You know, here it's totally different. It's well run, and I can look forward instead of back, trying to fix everything that's in the back. I don't know if that makes sense. So that was the main point too. Also, the potential is high. You guys had crowds of 1,500 right, before the club folded, correct? It was so there is a base.
Despite you playing.
You do. No? So there is huge potential which we can build upon. The fans are at the heart and center of everything. So I understand that, I respect that, and I just hope to be accepted as one of you guys eventually. I'll try to come good on my words. So thank you for the question, and I hope I answered that. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
There were some other people with their hands up. Where were we? Someone, Nigel, yes.
Ali, welcome. Thank you very much for your honesty this evening and your reassurance.
Thank you.
Please forgive me if I ask Dutz a question.
Thank you.
So, Dutz, obviously the Grapevine's going to start working quite quickly. There's a new investor in the club, but there's going to be a bit of money flying around now. So are you expecting your phone to start ringing? And if it does, is it going to change your recruitment strategy, or have you got targets in mind already?
Yeah, thanks for the question. It's obviously been in the pipeline a wee while now, this deal, and on that, just thank Alex and Blackbridge Sports for getting the deal over the line, and everyone who's associated with getting the deal through. I know Hillary back there has put a lot of work into it, Jim, all the directors and the chairman Ian for all their hard work in getting this done. So credit to them. And we've been in constant dialogue, myself and Ali, about how the future may look. Obviously, it's been a little bit difficult for myself and Carl and the management team in terms of the recruitment, because we don't want to get ahead of ourselves and go and sign Andy Carroll before the deal's over the line. But we've obviously had a strong start to the market in terms of the recruitment. We've signed some really stellar players, and we want to continue that. Ali's spoken at length with me about his vision and what he wants, and we want a real competitive team here next season, one that can represent the football club how you fans want it represented, and be competitive, and we're well on our way with that. There's a lot of hard work to continue, but we want to be ambitious next season. We want to compete with the big boys. Obviously, we're still part-time, which is going to be difficult because I think half the league's a full-time league now, so we're going to be up against it there, but maybe that's something that we can transition into in the future. It's a time for you as fans to be really optimistic and really positive. Ali's a great guy. I can tell that from meeting with him and sitting down with him. He's really passionate and wants to move the football club forward. There was only the one red flag, which was his judgment of being a Man United fan, but we can get over that in time. But no, it'd be remiss of me not to talk about the previous directors as well, and the chairman. I think I was quite vocal last season about how we needed new investment in the football club to make sure we didn't paddle and struggle as a football club. And the chairman that's departing as the owner of the football club, I couldn't have asked for a better chairman. He's been absolutely first class with me since I've walked in the door. He's really allowed me to get on with my job and do it in my way, whether that's right or wrong. I'm sure there's lots of times where I've got it wrong, but he was a great chairman at the football club, and we should all give him the love and support as he departs from the ownership of the football club, as with the other directors. But yeah, it's exciting times now. It's a time to look forward. It's a time to welcome Ali and his vision, aligned with you guys as well. It's always been a community football club ever since I've been at this football club. It's been a real family community football club, very welcoming and built on community. And Ali wants to keep it that way, and we want to move it forward. So really exciting times, and just finally, we want to go and sign players that can represent the football club and push it forward. And we hope we can do that. And here's to an exciting 25, 26 and beyond.
Over on my left. Well, there's two of you. Okay, we'll come over here.
Hi, Brian. It's a further question to that, really. And sorry, Ali, if you can't understand me, my Northern Irish accent. But how are you going to prevent people? Hello?
No, good question. As you've seen with the recruitment, we've been really busy at the beginning in terms of bringing players in, but it's kind of just not hit a wall, but it's slowed down at the moment, because really important to me, Carl, and the management team is we get the right characters, the ones that want to play for the badge, as you put it, and represent the football club with honour and with pride. And that takes time. You've got to do your due diligence on players. You've got to understand why they aren't under contract at the moment, because there's lots of talented footballers out there. But as all you guys know, the difference is the character and the mentality. And we won't slip up on that regard. I think last season we've probably learned our lesson that we didn't have a strong enough core of senior players that were able to impart their mentality on the youngsters. We ended up losing a lot of senior players, especially towards the back end of the season. We ended up with a young group that was very impressionable. So that's really important to me as the manager and as the football club, that anyone that comes through the door represents the football club as we see fit, and builds that connection with you guys as the fans. So no, we like Ali's spoken about, we're not going to have the budget at the top end of the league, but what we'll have a more competitive budget, but we'll still have to spend it very wisely and prudently, and that's what we'll look to do.
It's working again now. I turned it back on. You put your finger on the power button.
Hi, Brian. It was just a follow-on question, reference like the budget and the transfers. On the Facebook supporters page about a month or so ago, I think a lot of us were pleased to see your mate Darryl Clark back in a job and back at Bristol Rovers. Is there any possibility and positivity and optimism that you could be on the phone to Darryl for some loanees for the new season?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, great for Darryl getting back in work and down at Bristol. We'll look to lean on him. He's obviously an ex-Salisbury manager and a friend. But probably another lesson that we learned last season was we don't want to fill the squad up with loan players. I think it's important that we've got our own players at Salisbury Football Club, and if we need to dip into the loan market, that's what we'll do. Obviously, last season it was a little bit different because loan players are very cheap, and we had to utilise that market. But important to me that we have Salisbury players who are desperate to succeed at Salisbury rather than elsewhere, and maybe we'll dip in there if we need to. So I wouldn't expect to get lots of loan players in this season, but obviously if there's gems out there and Darryl's willing, then yeah, we'll take them on.
There's one over there, but I'm going to come here first because it's closer. If you can pass that back.
Apologies, another one for the manager. Brian, it's some fantastic signings, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing some of those guys on the pitch. But in some of the YouTube footage done by Andy and the team, a lot of those players have mentioned that they were attracted to the club by the project. Could you tell us a little bit about that project, and has that project got any goals or targets?
Well, to be honest with you, cards on the table, the deal wasn't over the line at this point, so it was just me being spiely and doing my best to sell the football club. But no, obviously it was in the pipeline, and we were very confident of the deal going over the line, so we could speak with a little bit more authority to the players in terms of what the future looks like and how we want to be competitive and up there next season, challenging in and around the playoffs, which all footballers are attracted to. You know, they don't sign up for a relegation fight, footballers. And the main selling point when I speak to players is what a fantastic football club this is to come and ply your trade, because it's a family football club, it's a community football club. And I alluded it to earlier, when I signed for the football club, you walk up the stairs and go into the bar there, and it's nothing but welcoming, and that's a credit to the city and the people within the city. It's not your standard city where maybe tribalism probably takes over a little bit too much. It's a really family feel to this football club, and that's the attraction, and that's the attraction that we want to continue and grow. And so when they speak about the project, I think that's maybe just a standard line for footballers as they sign for another club. But basically we want to be ambitious next season. We want to go and mix it with the big boys and see what we can do, and continue with our family feel.
I'm going to come over this way. Where was the hand? Oh, Mr. Green. If anyone doesn't know Mr. Green, he's the most prolific. Is it most goals in the least games, Alan? You keep telling me.
I'll say yes to that. Ali, welcome to the club. I've been here now, this is my 51st year at the club here. I've been here as a player, it doesn't matter as a player, as a sponsor, as a commercial manager, and now looking after hospitality. I'm also president of the supporters club here. And just to ask you how you feel about the supporters club and how you think you can work with the supporters club, who have been very, very good and probably one of the biggest donors to the club over the last few years.
So I've read a lot about your accomplishments and what you've done with the supporters club, and I've also read some of the concerns that you had with the money that you donated to the club, knowing where they've been spent. I've seen all that. I hope to work very closely. The supporters are the heart of the team and the club, and anything that I can do, I would happily do. I honestly don't know what I can do and what I can offer, but I will be there to listen and hopefully help in whatever aspect I can. Generic answer, but honestly, I'll do my best. Thank you.
So I think it's important to say that when Ali returns at the end of this week, we're going to be lining up a lot of meetings, and the supporters club is very much on that list.
Safe to say. Safe to say. Yes.
Anyone else? Oh, Pete, you've had one. Mr. Drag hasn't, so I'm not going to run because I've knackered my knee. Hello, ex-neighbour.
So that's why you accepted.
Hi, Ali. Welcome to.
Thank you very much.
It's probably more for Brian, but also be interested to know your take on it as well. Obviously, when you joined the club this time, Brian, you talked about kind of development pathways and kind of a youth setup sort of linked to the club. And I know, obviously, we've got the youth teams around at the moment, but don't have a development side now. Following on from last season, what are the plans going forward around, obviously, if you're going to have a larger squad, getting game time for players outside of the first team?
Yeah, great question, Dave. How I see it, and it's only my vision, which I've said to Ali, is I think the football club is crying out for a 4G. As a manager, if we can get a 4G on this football pitch, we can then do everything that we need to do. We can obviously, the youth can train on it, we can get a development team that can train on it, and the first team can train on it, and we're able to create that pathway. At the moment, the difficulty that we're finding is there's not enough training pitches to develop players. The development team have really struggled in the previous season in terms of being able to play at pitches. Obviously, we're trying to protect the first team pitch as much as possible because of the style of play we want to impart at the football club. So for me, I just see it as a no-brainer. If we can get a 4G pitch down there, we can create, I don't know, cafes and viewing points for parents. It then becomes lucrative for the football club, almost pays for itself, but it allows us to transition to a hybrid or a full-time model where we can train first team development teams and we can create a really strong pathway from the youth up. That's probably how I see it, but obviously Ali and the guys who are making the decisions on what works financially, that's for them to decide, but that's what I'd like to see personally as a manager.
Has Ali got anything to add? Nope. Okay. There we go. And where were we? Pete had his hand up again.
Alex, if that's all right. As far as I understand it, you sort of facilitate people who want to buy football clubs with football clubs that need buying. What sort of did you see in Ali and in Salisbury to think that's a match that you wanted to put together?
So me and Ian are from the same town, and we're both Liverpool fans. So we'll start there. I helped the Canadians and Americans buy Churro, and I was looking for a similar type deal. And Ali wants to buy a football club, and I think I did a good sales pitch with Amanda and other people at the club to really explain the opportunity and the potential. So there was many reasons, but I don't know if that answered fully. But I think Ali had the right plans, and there was other buyers, but Ali moved faster, and he had more passion, and I think he'd be a good custodian for the club. And I am shivering as well. I'm pretty cold. I think me and Ian are pretty cold here. Any more questions?
If Pete Robinson is in earshot, can he please go and turn off the sprinkler system before we all get wet? Because it's only a matter of time before these ones come on. Any more questions? Down the front.
Hello, Brian. It's me again. One thing I've heard, for a different start Not to football. So I'm hoping this means plenty of wing play and stuff. That's what I'm hoping, but it's up to you. One thing I was going to say, money doesn't make any difference. No reason. When we have corners against us, free kicks, there is never anybody out on that circle. And the times I've seen us get it, kick it out and give it straight to their defender to bring it back in, I can't understand that because they can still score against us with 11 blokes in there.
Thursday the 26th, first training session, you're going to take it.
Fair enough. It's just one of those things.
Oh, hello. Any more questions? For Ian, for Ali, for...
Pete Robinson.
Pete, can we turn that off, please? We're getting wet down here. Any more questions other than for Pete to turn off the sprinklers? Yes, over there, sorry. Was there one that way too, Susie? Oh, okay, I'll come back in a sec. Oh, he's run. Silly. I got distracted by Susie talking to me, sorry.
Sorry guys, yeah, going forward. So obviously we come from the women's side of things. We just want to know sort of, for our standpoint, what the future of the women's playing on this pitch is still going to be.
Yeah, I mean, questions like that, I think we're going to sit down as a board and management and come to solutions for everything. Obviously, the pitch is very important for everyone at the football club, so I think it's a case of let's